What's up, guys? So, current events, monthly reminder, random coffee chat. Oh, that's good stuff. So what's going on? In case you've not been paying attention, which you should be, we've had lots of stuff going on in the past few weeks. You've got this big giant caravan of folks coming up from down south who apparently plan on just showing up and waltzing in our front door and plopping down in our living room. I mean, that's literally the equivalent of what they are planning on doing. It's like a bunch of strangers walking up to your house, don't even knock on the door. They just open the door, waltz in, plop down on your couch, and start eating your food and watching your TV. Not good. That whole situation should concern you on multiple levels. We've had, excuse me, this mail bomber. So this guy by himself supposedly sends out all these mail bombs to all these folks. There's so many questions with this situation, I don't even know where to start. Some of the stuff to do with that situation is enough to make conspiracy theorists think it's conspiracy theory. There's just some weird crap with this guy and the whole situation revolving around those mail bombs. On that note, I would tell you, pay very close attention to what's being said with it, what's going on with it, and question everything. And I mean question everything. It's okay to question stuff, guys. You should be questioning things. Just because you question it doesn't assign any labels to you. But that one, yeah, something stinks. And I even myself, I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but something's not right. Ask yourself this question. How did they catch this guy doing this in 3 days, and yet a year later we know absolutely nothing about the whole Vegas shooting that happened a year ago? I mean, nothing. How is that? I just have a hard time swallowing that. Now you've got some nut job that shot up a synagogue up in Pennsylvania. I know most of you are, but if you're on the fence, have you figured out that the world we live in is a precarious place from day to day, minute to minute? There's a lot going on. A whole lot. We're about to have an election. Looking at some of the races around the country, governor's races, Senate races, House races, it absolutely blows my mind that not only do you have have outright open socialists running for office, not only are they able to openly even get enough support to get on the ballot, they're actually standing good chances of winning elections. There's something fundamentally wrong with that. Even you Democrats and liberals should be highly concerned with that sort of thing. And I don't mean that they shouldn't be allowed to run. By all means, they should be able to believe what they want and run on whatever platform they want. What concerns me is the fact that there's enough people in the country willing to vote them into office that they stand a chance of actually winning. That says something about the population, the people, the state of our country. We should be really concerned about this election. And I said the same thing about the last election. It seems like each election we have now carries heavier weight and more serious implications than the previous one. And each one, it keeps doing this. At some point, these lines are going to intersect, and that's going to be a dangerous point. Are you staying up on your preparations? Excuse me. I shouldn't have come outside with the wind blowing today. But it's such a nice day for the first time in so long, I couldn't resist not being out here. The downside is the pollen gets blown around and allergies go nuts and all that bull crap you got to deal with. Are you staying up on your preps? What's your food situation looking like? What's your medical situation looking like? What's your clothing and equipment situation looking like? What's your daily situation look like as far as you have enough equipment and commiserate training to carry you through day-to-day incidents that could potentially happen or find yourself in. Remember, being an armed prepared citizen is not just about long-term, large-scale, raw SHTF type situations. It's about those day-to-day raw situations. It's about those day-to-day incidents, micro SHTFs that can happen. Right on cue. Every time. And I'm not the only person making videos that has that problem, because I've seen others have the same exact issue. Yeah, thanks, bud. Appreciate that. Anyway, apologize for the distraction. But it's not just the big stuff. Being an armed prepared citizen, in my view, it's the minute-to-minute stuff, the day-to-day stuff, the year-to-year stuff. It's all of it. I talk a lot about guns and gear and training and that sort of thing here on my channel. It's because I've got more time and experience with doing all that than I do some of the other stuff. There are other people that do some of the other stuff better than what I could do it. And quite frankly, it's probably just because that's what I like to talk about. Excuse me. Doesn't mean any of the other stuff's less important. Don't ever think that about my channel. All that other stuff is every bit as important as the weapons and equipment. Because if you ain't got food, you ain't got water or a way to have water, you ain't got right clothing, shelter, medical supplies, etc., the other stuff ain't going to help much. You got to have it all. So don't ever, again, think that I hold any of those other topics any lower down the scale. It's just not what I talk about. But I'll try to always remind you the other things are equally important. It's all a balancing act of having each of these columns, covered and be working on them. What else is going on? Probably go back to the elections. That's probably got me the most uptight right now as to where we're going with that and the potential ramifications of how the election could turn out. There's some things that have got me concerned where it's going to go. And I've honestly been started to formulate some plans in the back of my head, just depending on what happens here locally. It could potentially cause some big changes for me. Big changes. I'm very dubious about this next week. It's probably just an overabundance of concern on my part. I will be perfectly happy for the next, 10 days, something like that, to go by uneventfully. But I'm not going to be shocked or surprised if something just crazy or out of the blue happens in the next 8-10 days as we're getting closer to election day. Pay attention. Just keep doing your thing. Every day, every week, try to do a little something. Next time you go to the grocery store, swing by the pharmacy section and grab 1 or 2 extra rolls of gauze, an extra pack of Band-Aids, just little things like that. That's an easy way to work on medical stuff. When you make a trip to the grocery store, get 1 or 2 extra cans of Spam to put in the cupboard. Little things like that last a long time. Canned foods. There's all kind of little ways you can better your situation. And that's something in every aspect of your preparedness and being that armed, prepared citizen. You should always be looking to improve your situation. Now, you don't do stuff just for the sake of doing it. Do it with a purpose and a reason. But be looking at, okay, where can I make this better? Where can I add to this? Where can I beef up this? Especially in those little simple ways, like I said, of just grabbing an extra package of gauze pads, some extra rolls of gauze, little medical supplies like that. Those are little things you can easily pick up every trip to the grocery store, and before you know it, you've got a nice box full of medical supplies to handle, issues with. It's not that difficult to do. Buy an extra box of ammo. Yeah, you try to, buy ammo in bulk so you keep it all, the same lot, the same kind, whatever. But when it all comes down to it, ammo is going to be ammo. You may have 10 boxes and they'd be 3 different brands. It ain't going to matter, not in reality. You need ammo to go in your gun to make it shoot. That's what's going to matter. So picking up an extra box, as much as I hate them, as much as I don't like to go shop at them, and I avoid it like the plague, Walmarts can kind of be a good place, because you can go to the pharmacy section at a Walmart, get medical stuff. If it's a super Walmart or something, you can go to the grocery section and get groceries. They got canned foods. Go by the outdoor section and buy an extra box of ammo. I mean, weekly trip to the store and you can get a little bit of something for all these different areas. It's doable, and you know, they annoy me, but we use things for our end goals, right? So what else? That's probably it. Got a couple of things planned coming up. I got to get with Matt Bracken. We've been talking about some stuff. We're going to try to get another video planned with him. Might try to do that. I'd like to try to get something done to him before the election, but I don't know if we're going to be able to or not, if our schedules are going to link up. As I've said before, make sure you subscribe over at American Partisan. Outstanding place to keep up on stuff. American Partisan's growing. There are new people being added on as contributors, and I think the place is going to become a wealth of knowledge and information. And the good thing is you'll be able to get input and thought from different people who come at things from different angles and different perspectives, which is always a good thing in my book. So make sure you go over there. Subscribe to the newsletter, you'll get it in your email. Can't get much easier than that, right? What else? That's really it, guys. Like I said, my first chance to get out here and do a video back again on the back porch, because the weather is nice enough. I'm not sitting here feeling like a turkey in an oven baking. I am highly looking forward to wintertime. It's good and bad. Wintertime makes it so much easier for me to get out and do videos outside that I want to do, instead of just being stuck indoors doing them all the time. It makes it easier for me to get out and do some of the training and stuff that I want to do. But the downside of that usually comes that wintertime is full of so much going on. I mean, just for me personally, with family and stuff, I've got just for the months of November and December, I've got a couple of birthdays, family birthdays. You've got Thanksgiving, you've got Christmas, both of which are big important holidays for me. So it's like there's so much going on with those, it takes up so much time that all that awesome weather I could be getting out and doing stuff in, I'm tied up with other things. So it's a catch-22, but we're going to try to do what we can. Other than that, I think I'm going to wrap this one up and finish off this and go find something else productive to do. You've probably listened to me ramble long enough. So, keep an eye on things. Don't be caught by surprise. Keep up on your preparations, all of it. Not just the cool shooty stuff. Be that armed, prepared citizen every day. Look at every day as like a micro example of a year-long time frame. You plan for big potential events over the course of a year or so. Squeeze all that down micro. What if a catastrophic event happened just in your daily life? Be prepared for the little stuff all the way to the big stuff. Cover that whole gamut. Try not to get too focused on one aspect or the other. You got to do it all. So Go be productive, guys. Take care. I will see you in another one soon.